up a seat at the bar to join us for another episode of McAnally's Pubcast, a podcast exploring the fun and fantastical mind of Jim Butcher's The Dresden Files series. Hosts Tanzan, Jess, and Maggie bring you another round of literary analysis on this immense, immersive, and colorful environment inhabited by Harry Dresden, the world's only licensed private investigator and professional wizard. Join an active and engaged community of new and die-hard dedicated fans focused on the fabulous themes, theories, characters, context, lore, and more. This is McAnally's Dresden Files Pubcast by Free Flow Rambling. Conjure by it at your own risk.
Welcome to the McAnally's Pubcast, brought to you by Free Flow Rambling. This is episode 1818, White Court Catnip, where we are covering the novel White Knight. My name is Tanzan, and I'm joined by Maggie.
Hello.
And Jess.
Interlocutor. The formal word for one who takes part in dialogue or conversation.
Chapter 34. Ramirez arrives to help Harry, and they go over the plan for the White Court. Molly comes and pleads her case to be allowed to help Harry as well.
Oh, Mr. making his cameo appearance. Don't really have anything to do. But look, he still exists. He's still here. He's in my life. I still the cat I love. It's not all about mouse eating people.
If Mr. listened just a little more, I'd bring him around too. But
yeah, right. I haven't had to send Bob out for anything, so I don't need the Mr. Mobile.
Yeah.
Yes, Harry tends to the fur babies and does busybody work to distract himself.
So, yeah.
I like it, just the quick prep work, you know? Hit the punching bag a few times to bring up something to the kinetic rings.
I know, which on the one side, fair, right? Something is better than nothing. On the other hand, what have you been doing for the whole point of these?
It's to charge all day long while you're running around.
Is that, yeah, every time you move your hands. So I was like, I can see maybe you don't want.
It's that little OCD moment. Did I turn the oven off? Did I lock the door?
Whatever.
He's not wearing
I'm
them.
sure
He's
that
put them on. He's like, I go and put on all my silver jewelry. And I'm like, again.
Because he let them all go off down at the docks, right?
Oh, right, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So they were more or less empty down at the docks. Since then, he's slept, kind of. He was unconscious, but he slept. And then he did his run around with the Marcone bullshit, whatever. And then he came back to the apartments.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot that he had deployed them all or most of them or whatever.
So I'm sure he's gotten something from
I was
running
gonna
around,
say,
but yeah, not much.
Even if he hasn't needed them in like a few weeks, like the last few days he's been, but you're right. I'm like, oh yeah, he was wearing them. He did use them. So okay, that's completely fair then that he hasn't recharged them in like a day or two.
Okay. Not even this morning or last night or whatever.
Yeah. So, right. Okay.
So Ramirez shows up to save him from the rest of the busybody work, and then points out that his hordes are pretty hefty right now. Gotta show the
feel them like throbbing around, like not even activated. Ramirez is like, whoa, dude.
And then unfortunately Ramirez pulls a Bob.
Oh, it's okay. Here's the thing: Harry being a horn dog is part of his character. Okay, it's been here since the beginning. Okay, Bob being a horn dog, influenced by Harry, whatever. That's who Bob's been since the beginning. Okay. Everyone else is supposed to be at least somewhat normal. Ramirez, don't do this to me.
Oh, but what is Ramirez? An early 20-somethings male. No offense, early 20-something males.
They don't all have to be gross.
I don't know. From the official, man-hater relationships are pointless. Have you let
the official man-hater here?
Have you met a lot of redeeming early 20-year-olds that aren't all talking about getting some?
Yeah, most of the ones I know, honestly, are too shy to say anything.
She plays D&D. Come on.
Yeah, they're a bunch of nerds.
Although I prove that Ramirez is really kind of a cat person and pays homage to...
Yeah, he's like, we know who's really in charge here. He's like, what about you?
Some kitty bribes.
He's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Ramirez is smart. He knows what's up. He might be a dumb 20-something guy, but he's not stupid. But
well, kind of. He did start flapping his mouth before he checked, but yes.
Well, yes, he did. But this is also the thing. Like, I sort of feel this is more even Ramirez's character than even Harry's, because
Carlos is a flirt, but he's just being gross right now.
Well, yeah, he's being a little bit more gross right now, yeah. But that's the thing is exactly that.
Locker room talk.
Harry.
Right.
Because Harry is so much more chivalrous otherwise. I think that's part of why it bothers me more
sometimes coming from him because he's all like, women are to be respected and Elaine is just as strong as I am. But then every time in his own, then he's like, oh, but she had boobs and there's the boobs and
I've
there's
seen
the
those
boobs,
boobs.
and then there's the boobs and then of course there's the
I
other
pictured
boobs.
her as a true naked, raw self.
Yeah, because that's the only way.
It's just always just a fraction of a second too long.
And then I added gas prices to that nubile naked body, and all of a sudden I was like, all
I
right.
could probably let it go if it were like just shorter, but it's just because it's like that one extra step.
That's why I think it's so right. Whereas, Ramirez, since, again, it is a little bit more, but before Ramirez was always like, the women love me, I'm all about the women, I'm getting all
This is
so
also
like,
probably a
it's
setup
also-
for him later when they actually...
Well, obviously that's part of it too, is to drive that point
Right.
home because,
Wah, wah. Oh, fuck.
yeah,
but
or not as
still.
this may be, but...
There's flirty, and
But
there's
there
gross.
is, and he's like, oh,
All
that apprentice.
forehand, Ramirez. And also it's been about, fictional women, This is somebody who's like, oh, your actual apprentice, Harry.
That you were at her almost execution like a year ago or whatever it's been now, like exactly. But I feel Harry here when he's like, dude, I've known her since she was in pigtail. Like, it's not even... Like, in the broader scheme of things, there might not be a massive age gap between them, but we're still talking like 10-ish years, which is enough when you're like 19 and 29.
It wasn't
kind of
so
thing.
long ago that she was underage at that trial, too. Like,
Well, that was the thing, too. She was still
this should
seven.
leave an imprint on you, friend. Should leave an imprint.
Smoking hot or not. Come on, Carlos. But yes, he does kind of rein him in. He's like, oh yeah. And then oh wait, she's not here, is she? Oh, fuck you. Would have served you right if Molly kicked your ass.
I do like, though, that they have progressed to the relationship that Harry can call him in and be like, hey, I'm about to do something really dumb. You want to come with?
We're go stir some shit up.
Ramirez
want in?
isn't quite the level of warden where he's like, this is so dangerous, we should not be doing it. He's like, all right.
So Ramirez's home base is in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, he just
He's still
popped
alive.
in for the weekend.
Like, does he fly or does he use the Never Never?
Probably not, because
Because
according to
this just seems like it's so fast for them to be like, come on, go on over, buddy.
I'm gonna go with option number 2 because Harry always says he hates he especially in recent years he has stopped flying altogether because the last time he did he almost took a
Right, because then getting from LA to Chicago is a hoof.
Yeah, so I'm going to say, he did it wizardly ways and stuff like that. He did something because, again, Carlos is younger like Harry, but again, having been through the wars, I think Carlos is up to his...
I just
feel
saw
like-
this movie that has port keys in it. Let's try it.
I do
That
think, though,
was
the
cool.
wardens
Some
have
of those.
gotten a master class in the ways that even Harry hasn't necessarily received, He hasn't... He's
Harry
generally...
got no training. Harry got a cloak and the responsibility and none of the perks. You don't get a
Yes.
sword. You don't get any training.
But
you
because
don't
of
get
the
a map.
Leah aspect, Harry was more afraid of using the ways than even other wizards
That is
necessarily.
true. He did.
was being actively hunted. Then he went and messed with the Earl King, and he went and attacked Arctus Tor. Going to the ways for him is a little bit more dicey than your average person.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it's probably a lot easier and safer.
So I
quote-unquote,
imagine,
safer
besides
for-
getting more training,
Yeah,
it's also
yeah,
just
yeah,
not
yeah.
still risky, but not as targeted as it is for Harry.
Ramirez is like, I only have to worry about randomly something happening
Yeah.
to me. There's 20 things that are actively targeting
waiting
Harry if
for
he
you,
crosses over. So me, it's like walking home at night alone. Whereas this is like walking into gang territory wearing someone else's colors. So
Yeah. So for that reason, I think yes, it was a little bit easier for Ramirez to get here via ways.
So part of the plan is at least now revealed. Well, part of it. So we're going to stomp into the middle of a big meeting of the White Court, call a couple of the murderers, challenge them to a duel, and then kill them right in front of all their friends and relatives, right?
Right. Yeah.
that's about it. Whoa, Lisa's got simplicity working for it.
So something somewhere happened where we weren't paying attention, where he managed to call Ramirez and ask him to come and fax a bunch of shit to Marcone. There was a little bit of time skip, yes, assuming when he went to go hose off Mouse or something like that, but it's just it's more of that, not necessarily unreliable narrator, but just fuck Harry. I've been saying, I've gotten several friends right now.
So much for that
reading
show
the
not
series.
do, or show don't tell.
Yeah, but one of my friends, his biggest complaint about the series is he's like, I want to solve the mystery too, but there's always eventually a chapter near the end where Harry just goes and does stuff that's not on papers. You can't keep track. You can't predict the plot.
You don't
and
get
go. You just don't get all
100%
the
of
information,
clues,
right? He's
yeah.
like, I like in detective novels where you do get all the information and you can possibly be smart enough to get to it before the final page too, you know?
I guess, eh?
So he's like, I do not like that about the Dresden Files. And I was like, I kind of get where you're coming from, but I was like, in the specific one-off events that happens, for the overarching plot, there's enough kind of connection.
I was gonna say, I get what he's, because I like to do that too, right? I like to figure it out, but I think I would say for the most part, you get the clues to the mystery. What you miss more often sometimes is
Harry's own genius.
It's quite how Harry pulls it together or his solution to...
No, not necessarily all the facts of the case. He does that all on paper. It's more
Yeah,
just
it's like you more know what is, right? Because like we know what's going on. I mean, again, Ramirez is like, we're going to go in and we're going to confront everybody and we're going to, right?
But still, he's like,
it's
can
more
you
just
pass
The
a note
details
to
of his big
Michael?
reveal is.
But
is
yeah, it's more
obscured.
just like, how is Harry?
God forbid a wizard and or detective have a mic drop.
Right? I guess not Harry's whole reason. That's what I was just like...
I really, 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 really like those Now You See Me movies. And yeah, like, I think it's great when they get to the end and they're like, how did we do it? And then they go through it all and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck! Because I'm dumb. I don't try to predict anything ever, but I just take the story as it is and I get to be so fascinated by the end. But
Which has its own kind of rewards then when you're not.
So I think one of the things I really like about this is while they're hashing all these details out of this plan, Ramirez keeps pulling out all of these like heavy ass hardware. It's like, and grenades. I decided that I wanted to screenshot all of his equipment and his outfit just so I can visualize it a little bit more.
yeah, that's
Or is
crazy.
that a couple of those walking skier poles or those like real tiki
No,
torches?
that's his this
Saber?
that's his saber.
Oh,
that's
I see.
his,
It's a
his
sword.
sword.
Scabbard.
And I picked
I'm
that
too
picture
far
because it
away.
has like the vampire teeth would be on the.
Gotcha. Yeah, just from here, all I can see is like two sticks with like a green end on it. It almost looks like you say like the
No,
walk
that's the style of sword.
But yes,
though.
got you. It's a sword with a scabbard with a thingy.
And in high school, I did have a friend that would constantly wear that exact Offspring shirt almost every single day.
Nice.
They were a fan.
It's a good band.
Obviously. The Desert Eagle, I don't know if he's pulled it out yet, but Thomas is also a fan of the Desert Eagle, or will be.
Well, I'm wondering, because this is post that graphic novel.
War
Cry?
cry.
War Cry. Good job.
I wanted to say war crimes. I'm like, that's not right, but kind of.
It's what he's doing, but it's not what it is.
This is post war crimes. War Cry. Damn it, look what you did to me.
It is what it is. Both
And deadbeat, and a couple of instances where Carlos has come and worked with Harry and or Harry's friends and been like, man, these guys are bringing everything they own to these fights, okay? The cop lady and the vampire and the werewolves don't bring anything but themselves, but still, I'm like, so Carlos is like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. The staff and the goddamn rapier aren't enough. Well, what else can I strap to my body and bring? It just seems like he's kind of learning from Harry and being like, you know what? Yeah, if
That
I've got a
works,
pocket
cool.
for it, I'm bringing it.
Yeah, what was it? Deadbeat that he like probably saw that the most where he pulls out the gun
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, War Cry when it was Thomas.
because he
with
kills
the fucking-
Lucho with it. Boom.
Fantastic.
Oh,
I like
fuck.
it a lot.
Yeah. So we also find out that there's not going to be any backup because most of the wardens are in India dealing with a Big Daddy Rakshasa.
Of course.
And if you weren't sure what that was,
we
it's-
can't have overwhelming odds in Harry's favor.
It's a malevolent demon or fiend. And I took I did an image search, and for whatever reason, a lot of them look like tigers.
Yes.
You know it if you watch Critical Role, who it is.
That actually did come up too in my searches.
What was it? Was it Iron Druid that had the Rakshasa?
Oh, probably. I haven't read those in a long time,
No,
though. So
but it
they're
was-
becoming Harry Dresden style. I don't remember the series anymore.
Yeah. But I feel like it was like that series or something like that.
But probably. They had all cultures of religious stuff.
Yeah. They had all kinds of different ones. But this is that overall influence that Ramirez was mentioning before about how the younger ones are looking at Harry and they're not doing everything all the old stodgy way. So both in the exact example of seeing Harry pull out a gun, but also him being like, oh yeah, you know what? I don't have to rely just on my little wands or whatever, right? I can
Use
do just
every
like
tool in the
mortal
toolbox.
damage as well as... But anyways,
So basically anybody else that can help, though. Like, so Ramirez's people aren't up to task for it. And then Lucio and the baby warden trainees.
no trainees.
No, not happening.
No,
We know
not
it-
after New Mexico.
No, never again. Never again.
But yeah, and I mean, hopefully, ultimately, it's not really because they're not going in for a whole manpower fight. They're trying to just draw out, right? They're going to challenge a couple of people, and under the Accords, if the whites are willing to play fair.
And looking at that alone,
So, yeah,
that plan is not bad. Yeah, Ramirez says that there's definitely some flaws in it because, well,
They could cheat and lie, and yeah,
but
exactly.
what he also
just
doesn't know
screw
is
you
that
over.
he's got Lara slightly in his pocket.
Well,
He's not sharing
I was
that.
gonna say not so much in his pocket, but on his side. Working
And regardless of that,
willing to keep the peace.
no matter who's in charge, please kill our enemies. The whites want us there to do their dirty work for them, matter of fact.
Even them just showing up, even if it's not playing by their quite entirely by their rules, it makes the interlopers of this whole plan look stupid because they got
That
caught.
Well, Either way, Lara comes out on top. She can either just kill Harry and Ramirez, and then she's down to powerful wizards and wardens she can let Harry and Ramirez come in and kill off a couple of her competitors, which is not a problem.
She can, an opportunist.
Right? Like almost no matter how it plays out, she's like, whatever, I can.
Oh, why? Another win-win for me?
Yeah. Win-win.
Well, essentially, Harry's like, if we have any allies, it'll be a secret right until the last second. Like,
yeah.
They can't tell us they're our allies, so cross your fingers and hope, haha.
Right, the old double cross of the double cross of the double crosses.
Mm-hmm. The best way to win this is be everyone's cat's paw, hopefully.
Hopefully someone's is the biggest, and hopefully it's ours, and it will do the eventual final sweep of clearing the board.
So Molly does arrive at the house, giving Ramirez a brief startle. He seems to be just a little bit on edge. But she asks Kent to speak with Harry, and...
Didn't I fucking tell you? What the fuck are you doing here again? Molly. Fucking.
Like, it was so frustrating because he gets Ramirez to go gas up the beetle to give them some privacy and then just immediately won't let her talk.
Well, yeah, right, why are you even here? But also, I mean, what was the timeline there? Murphy's like, oh, where's the kid? And he's like, oh, she was like falling asleep on her feet, so Stallings took her home for me. And then he immediately goes home, and then Molly's right back here. Like, what'd you do? She got dropped off and immediately turned around again?
She's 19. She's taken lots of no-dos.
Oh, he did it. He's gone home and slept and done all his putter. So they have had like a day, because they're waiting until sundown anyway. So she has had a day to go home and recuperate.
Sure.
So... yeah, I mean, I don't know if she slept any better than Harry watching, mouse devour bodies and stuff. It might have been a shitty sleep for her, but yes, there has been enough time for her too. But yeah, one of the things I love about working with Ramirez, the possibility of losing the duel simply doesn't enter into it. Which again is nice. You need that confidence.
Yeah. This is so, even now I really don't understand his whole secret lesson with Molly. The whole point was, the beads were never going to move. It wasn't about power. It was about smarts and using your brain. I'm like...
I'm not on board with his lesson either. I
don't
like it.
Finally knew...
what, the consequences of her actions? Or that she's dumb?
That she didn't know. Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know? I don't know. His lesson's weird. I don't know, some weird Miyagi,
it feels,
bullshit.
obtuse to me. Just not... Yeah.
It is.
And I just don't get how you're ever supposed to win
be.
that. Like, you're supposed to concentrate on the beads... and that'll never work.
Well, it did, because remember she said, she's like, oh, I got 6 of them yesterday. So there
right, but clearly that wasn't by
concentrating
concentrating on the beads. Clearly that was because she was, I don't know, just focused in other ways. I don't know.
Again, I think that the lesson here was, again, that you can be focused, and that's not, you've got all of that. It's, again, admitting you don't know everything yet. You give into your higher power, whatever, right?
But also, if the lesson required Harry to be here to then explain it, is it even a good lesson? Like, oh, you burst your bracelet, good job. If she'd been at home when she did that, I'd have been like, okay, great, I'm powerful now. Perfect, done. Let me go show Harry,
Maybe, but it was...
It feels more to me like a delay tactic, like he doesn't even really know what he was trying to teach her, but
yeah,
it's like...
it does seem
just
more
to
just delaying
her,
yeah. Yeah, if it's drawing her out, then that is what it worked well for it. But for the whole, oh, the beads will only work when you admit you're a fucking moron. Your lesson's stupid and dumb, and I don't like it.
Which is, I mean, again, you're entitled to think. I mean, Molly thought it was stupid and dumb and didn't like it either, so, but no, I don't think I was as disappointed in it as I think I sort of, at least I felt like I got more what he was trying to.
I don't know, it just seems to me like he was waiting for her to express more empathy, and so when
I think that's part of it. And like you say, she might have come to it on her own, but she wasn't, because just talking to herself, she's like, I know all this. I don't know.
Maybe it's just the verbal explanation, but I don't think that, the way he put it.
That point of
was
to Harry.
I don't know,
clear,
the point, because Molly, when she's basically here, not on her knees, but essentially on her knees being like, listen, I'll do whatever you want, I don't want to see it, okay, that fucking sucked, but you are doing it every day because it's the right thing to do. I want to do it every day because it's the right thing to do. Whatever you think I need to do, I want to do it. If it's answering the phone, if it's driving the car, if it's whatever, she's like, bench me however you see fit, but let me be involved in some way, shape, or form, because
don't bench me, but yeah,
I have knowledge of what's happening, and I don't want to sit out and just let it pass me by or whatever like that. That's all very fair. I mean, that was essentially why Molly did the black magic in the first place. Her friends were doing drugs while they had a baby coming to the world. Like, that's what pushed Molly to do it. She was overarchingly trying to do something for the good reason. She wasn't just, I'm
going to control my boyfriend.
Yeah, she didn't break into her boyfriend's mind because he cheated on her. She was, like, upset about it, too, but it was because there was a baby coming. She's like, okay, you guys can't be doing all these drugs when there's a baby coming. And
yeah, because Harry tries to explain that it's like that she has to understand her limitations and the reason for doing things. Well, and that was part of my point is that she already understood the reasons of her trying to rewrite her friend's brains. She just didn't know the
consequences.
But what she has been doing every step of this book is throwing all that out the window and doing whatever the fuck she wants anyways. And that's Harry's point.
That's Harry's point is that you need to know there's consequences for these actions. And if being traumatized by face melty things and bloody corpses everywhere you go is the consequences that you're inflicting on yourself, then so be it. However, I just think, his bead test is just dumb and stupid.
But that's what I mean, because she said she learned it, she said she got it, but then everything she was doing was demonstrating the opposite. So this was Harry taking that moment to be like, okay, you're saying one thing and doing the other until you can and realize that it's not right.
And so is he.
Because he says, you think I'm a friggin' idiot, too stupid to make these kinds of judgments on my own. And she's like, no, because he's like, I'm telling you, my judgment says you're not ready, and you keep fucking showing up. And you're like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So you haven't taken that lesson, and you haven't learned it. You're not living it. You're paying lip service to it.
But he must have.
You're like, I know
the
what
bracelet,
I did.
right? Because before I thought it was just beads on a string. Okay, you do some sort of telekinesis, they'll move. But clearly, if they're like hardwired to react to, I don't know, Molly showing
good
hesitation, I don't know, then they finally explode.
But again, it's kind of that like in giving up and releasing the power, you've got the power. So the harder it's kind of like a Chinese finger trap.
Yeah.
The harder she's like reaming at this thing, it's never, ever, ever, ever gonna let her go. And the moment she realizes, oh, I'm stuck, I can't fight against this, and relaxes and lets go, boom, you're out of the... I think it's just more of like a mental thing that way, that was his point, is that... And again, every fucking day living with a 7-year-old again. I'm not arguing with you. Yes, you... No, I'm not. That's you... But the very act of you just saying you're not arguing, you are arguing with me, right? Is that... Yeah, I think that's it.
I don't know. We're on the cusp of it. I kind of get what Harry was trying to do. I just don't like the way he did it.
And that's fair. That's fine. But
I think I'm on board with, there's just not a... It could have been written in a more clear.
So once again, let me introduce you to Harry Dresden. He's a wizard.
He's dumb.
They don't tell you how to do shit. And they keep everything to themselves.
Maybe it's intentionally because of his own conflicting things and Murphy having to call him on the same exact shit.
But the Ebenezer allegory made a lot of sense. Okay, Harry was a fucking upset, traumatized kid, and just working the farm every day was a good way just to tire him out at the end of the day and keep him occupied. To me, that made sense. Molly having to move beads on a string to fucking learn how to, I don't know, not rush into things. It's just, I don't know, to think things through. I don't know. I don't.
It's just, I think that was it. Is that once she finally was willing to, truly listen, truly write it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I whatever. That's fine.
Either way,
but then this is why I
thought the okay.
Yeah, exactly. This is why I thought too a little bit of Ramirez being like, "Do we have any backup?" and Harry being like, "We'll see." He's because I think he was still like, "Molly will probably show up anyways. We'll see if I send her home or not."
Yeah, exactly.
Ding dong.
Given her, I mean, obviously, there may be more than just, but yeah, exactly. He was like, okay, given she's shown up, is she going to show up? And is she going to, am I going to have to send her home and bench her? Or is
she gonna step
the penny finally going to drop and she's...
I mean, at the very least, Harry does give her empathy about feeling stupid at the end.
Mm-hmm. Well, he kind of always does. He kind of always wraps up his meanness with being like, but hey, we're friends, right? And I don't know. Kind of like your babysitter. You go home, you're like, I fucking hate that motherfucker. You ever fucking bring him home again?
Firm but gentle. But yes.
So Harry assigns her that her job for the whole thing now is to keep watch from the car when they get there for anything that's suspicious, and then to lay on the horn if there does. And then he gives her this Doctor Who sort of sonic whistle that apparently only Mouse can hear.
It's called a dog whistle, Tansin.
It's just the way he describes it because he does a sonic, I was like, a Doctor Who whistle.
It does. But hang on, to back it up there to the last thing when he was dealing with Molly, though, where she says, he's like, oh, you saw Mouse kill. And she's like, it wasn't that. She's like, I felt it. So that's the other thing, right, is Molly is very sensitive. So again, that's when her eyes were drilling through the car. She could all but see it because she was experiencing So that's the other thing that has snapped. Like, oh yeah, it was all shits and giggles when you were experiencing somebody, death by orgasm. Somebody getting burned up and ripped apart by a dog is not so fun.
Just weird.
I think that's not necessarily the not human soul. It's emotions and feelings. And even a terrified ghoul is going to be putting off very strong emotions. And so I think it's more of that. I don't think it's so much the picking up on the humanity of it as simply, again, she was a couple of feet away the whole time this is all going down. That, again, she's just so sensitive to whatever is out in the air, whether it's magic, emotion, whatever, is I think just what she can pick up on. So, yeah, I think that can cross the monster barrier. Not
got me feeling emotion.
But yeah, I think that is imperative to part of her big lesson and her big coming around and suddenly understanding and suddenly being like, exactly, like, this is terrifying, this is awful. But yeah, I see the rightness of doing it, not just the, I have power and you don't,
Amazing.
Yeah.
I never got the impression that she was doing that either, though.
Yeah.
Like, showing up, being headstrong, yes, but, like, she even says, like, the reason why she wants to go is because she feels it's the right thing to do. Like, there's nothing that hasn't been inconsistent with her behavior the whole time.
There's a certain point, too, where it's I don't know, power trip might be too harsh for Harry. Like, Molly does need to understand the stakes she's playing with. That being said, yeah, even for me as a child, the things you feel are okay to push back on are things that you think don't matter, right? And your parents are just like, well, you're not listening, so it all matters. But it's like, no, because it doesn't fucking matter. So that's why I'm not listening to you, because you're being fucking dumb, okay? If you tell me not to do something, I'm gonna, like, for example, my mom never once policed me on a single thing that I ever watched or did anything. I went on the internet as much as I fucking wanted to. Because you didn't know. We didn't understand what it was like when the internet was new. But I had unfettered access to the whole entire world. And then once in high school, she's like, don't read the Golden Compass books, because my sister told me that they're anti-Christian. And I'd never been told not to read or look at anything before that. I was like,
mother.
Whatever. And I was like, okay, sure. I won't read this one series, you psycho. Who cares? It was the only thing she ever told me not to read. So I was like, fine, who gives a fuck? I won't read this one series then. There's 8 million other books I gotta read. If she'd been telling me not to read books every single week, I'd have been like, bitch, I'm reading this first. Molly being told not to go to all these places and stuff like that, at a certain point, you're like, bitch, she's not out there, like, breaking into people's minds, okay? She broke into a crime scene. Technically, that's illegal. But to be fair, she wasn't there to mess with the crime scene on purpose. She was there because she wanted to help,
problem
okay?
Is that exactly?
I get it, but I'm just saying, I'm like, in some ways, some shape or form, you are treating her a little bit too much like a child who doesn't know what she's talking about, when you could literally just tell her the reasons and then I get do it properly.
I'm very much that person too. If you don't give me a reason for, if I can't see a good reason for it, then I'm gonna be like, well, so I'm gonna do it my way anyways.
Yeah,
I get that, but again, it doesn't always mean that there isn't a good reason. It just means someone's stupid for not.
Right, but I totally understand that. A lot of the time at work, when I was being trained,
to explain a lot,
they won't tell you why. They say, don't do it this way. And I'm like, well, fuck you, I'm going to do it that way. And then I find out that it burns that way. And I'm like, now I know. But they didn't tell me that beforehand, and I had to do it for myself because I was like, I'm going to figure this out. Now when I'm trying to train, I'm like, if you don't put it through the blender 3 times, it won't emulsify, and then it's going to split. But you have to tell them that, because they're going to be like, fuck you, bitch, 1 time in the blender's enough, and I got things to do.
Mixed. Yeah. Oh, I get that, and to a large degree, yeah, that is just Molly in that age and human nature and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But I mean, I feel like Harry, not always, because sometimes...
I'm on both their sides.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever. Anyways, I just wanted to think again, the whole Molly being sensitive and how she is yet another trauma thing, because, yeah, it might have not been fun for, like, Harry or Elaine or Thomas, but again, Molly gets it on a whole other level.
Yeah.
That
Molly's is almost like Lydia's or Abby's in the fact that, like, it's almost not controllable. She just goes out into the world and she has these premonitions or these, like, 3-second advances. Molly just has these imprints everywhere she goes, and it's harder for her to block it out constantly now and not be taking that all in, almost like she's walking out around with her third eye constantly open, because she's just that.
Exactly, because, she does experience everything in that way, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But so then she agrees to just sit in the car and honk the horn.
Yeah.
And she gets she.
You know what job you should do, Molly? Magical therapist.
Right.
Harry says he's not a shrink, but we know he could use one.
It'd be so scary for Molly to like magical therapy, though. So she just goes into Harry's head, and then she immediately meets Lash, an evil twin, and she's like, oh, never mind, get me out.
No.
Or maybe she just kills them both, and Harry has a nice life.
Fixable.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So she has the instructions that she needs of what her job is, and Ramirez returns with a beetle, and now it is go time!
Oh, wait, one last thing I want to throw in on that. Harry says that she can take Mouse with her, which is, I think, Harry really being kind of nice, because he could absolutely use Mouse.
He could absolutely.
But him not letting Molly do this alone and being like, no,
like,
you'll get the
I
dog.
get Mouse, okay.
Yeah, I would feel the same way.
Okay.
I'd be like, I don't want to bench the dog with me out in the car, but can we
Which
have him?
actually is true. He doesn't give Molly the whistle. He keeps the whistle.
Yeah.
Because he's like, Mouse
If
will
I'm in
Mouse
trouble,
will find me.
this
Point the
dog
car
will-
towards that way.
Also, I kept waiting for him to like hand Ramirez like $30 to fill up the grease. He's just like, go gas up the car. And Ramirez is like, okay, bro. I'm like, wow, friends that have like, I don't know, something
He's been making the
approximating
warden
a stable
paycheck a little
job.
longer.
Yeah.
Gas was much cheaper then, too.
That too, but he everybody.
Filling up the tank was probably like, here's $5.
You didn't have to pay to
But it
fly or
never
drive
goes
here.
down. It never goes down though, right? Like we always say, gas prices always just right. So yeah, obviously they're more, but Harry specifically included that in his pain of life monologue, okay?
Yeah.
So we know that
it's still brutal.
it's still brutal no matter what, especially for Harry. But yeah,
funny.
whereas Buddy is just like, just go gas up the car for me and like actually has the money to do that.
Yeah, Mirror's like, dick.
Jessica wanted me to try and grab her something for free comic day, and unfortunately the one she wanted wasn't there. I went, but the guy's like, oh yeah, you get like 2, and he's like, are there 50 cents for other ones? And they had a couple that were kid-friendly, like Avatar she's been watching, and
Avatar Archie.
yeah, so I was like, oh, so I ended up getting 4 comics in total, but I didn't have, like, I literally had no cash on me, so she just wanted to sit in the car, and I was like, whatever, it was literally $1, but it was just funny, because I literally had to be like, I don't even have $1. $1.05 on debit, please. But yeah, Ramirez is just like, sure, I'll go.
World up.
Thank you to our Patreon subscribers for your generous support. It's people like you who help us do what we do. If you're not yet a Patreon subscriber, sign up today and get a fuck ton of bonus content, kick-ass merch, behind-the-scenes outtakes, and more. Sign up today at patreon.com/freeflowrambling.
Chapter 35. Harry, Ramirez, Molly, and Mouse make it to the Château Raith. Molly and Mouse wait outside the gate while Harry and Ramirez are greeted by Lara Raith.
We've been to Château Raith.
Yes.
It's a nice place.
Oh, it's great. We had nothing but good experiences here.
That's not what I said. I said it was a nice place aesthetically. Not a nice place emotionally.
Little Sherwood Forest.
Yes.
So Harry and Ramirez do leave Molly and Mouse a quarter of a mile off the property, and
dozens of little rivers and big creeks. Okay, dozens of rivers and creeks on this property.
It's a marsh.
You would think, right? Like, come on, Jesus. Even big, how do you have room for dozens? Chicago, hello.
I gotta say, I am pretty impressed that Molly has the ability to actually veil the beetle itself, too. I was like, damn.
This is Harry's point. She's got some damn fucking chops.
Because Harry can't even veil himself, let alone his car.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, all the exhaust, all the, no.
And once more, Ramirez. blah, blah,
Fuck
blah,
you,
blah, blah, blah.
I just filled that car, now you're just going to run it for like 3 hours? Well, you didn't pay for the gas, Harry.
Yeah, he's also got this really neat, like, metal-laden glove. I can't wait to see what that does.
I feel like that's got to be
like
kinetic.
A good gauntlet.
Taken from Harry's idea of kinetic.
Or even his, like, shield. Like,
Or she'd
Thanos.
he's like, I saw your hand. Fuck that.
Yeah. The stone.
Not happening to me.
The Eternity Stones.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Infinity Stone.
Infinity Stones, thank you. I was like, the thing with the thing.
I know, I was going to let you struggle over
I know.
there.
You did.
Watch you squirm.
Infinity. Yeah.
Because of, Infinity War.
So yeah, they're walking up to the gate, and all of a sudden everything starts like puffing smoke, and it's like, was that you? He's like, yeah.
That and the cameras and the
Here, I
locks.
was expecting it to be something like me and Ramirez are so like magically buff that everything is just like shorting out the second we get close. And he's like, no, Ramirez is like, no, I totally just blew all this shit for them. Why make it easy?
Yeah.
They can't lock us in. I fucking screwed up the gate, man. All right, Buzz. Yeah. Not stupid, hopefully.
My other friend, too, he's like, just does Harry know that he's a cowboy? And then in this chapter, you've got Harry going like, hat, spurs, what's next? Screenshot it and sent it to him. I'm like, Harry's also aware.
I also took that as like a dig on the artist who keeps putting him
That's funny.
who keeps putting him in a hat for all the covers.
Yeah, that too.
Always, yeah, he makes a few of those digs.
So, with his duster and his cowboy boots, really, he's close.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as they start walking towards the house, a white limo comes to pick them up, and a bodyguard assures them safe conduct as per accords.
Not good enough.
Again, I love it, right? Where Ramirez is like, fuck this. Harry's like, no, like, save ourselves the walk. And he's like, get in the car. And Harry's like, no, I don't think so. Why don't we just walk? Like, I just, right? Like, he's against the little machinations.
Gonna play all these little games.
Miss Raith can walk her personal self out here and tell me that her personal self. So it's my person.
A chance to sass? Taken.
Right. But also, again, Harry has learned. And I'm like, just because, again, you put that 1 degree of separation in, and Laura be like, well, that's not exactly what I said. My bodyguard said it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Any number of ways you can twist, deny, right? So even though they've been given safe passage, she's like, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. And
This is the thing. As far as Ramirez is concerned, this isn't the horse's mouth. And yet Harry just suddenly was like, oh, Lara's good enough. As far as Ramirez knows, it should have come from the king, right? And this is why Harry's being so subterfuge and being all like, we're not taking it from a fucking guard. And then Harry's like, oh, one of his daughters? That's fine. That's what to me is a little bit like, wait a second.
Fair. That is
That's a few things loose.
That is a fair point, you're right. But I can also see a direct descendant of the house
Having a little bit more
being more of a mouthpiece
host.
than like
Than the help.
I'm the one
the
that planned the
bodyguard
dinner.
of the exactly right, like her being like an author, same as Harry. Harry's like, I can come to Bianca's party and speak for the council, when really he's not in charge of dick all.
Fair enough. To me, that was a little bit like if Ramirez is paying attention, he'd be like, okay, but
and that is fair. You do make, but I also it would otherwise have been like Susan showing up and being like, I'm a duly appointed member of the council.
I'm a reporter for the arcade.
Dude,
where's my invitation, you idiots?
Yeah,
I think one of the things that I really do like that this is like not the first time that this has happened, but like Lara really already has his bead and calls him was like, told you it wasn't going to be enough.
Oh yeah,
which is already what like Marcone did. He's like, no, this is how this guy operates.
Also, and please don't strike me down, the description of Lara to me is like how they describe Aphrodite in books. Like she is
the 2-page.
as beautiful as what is beautiful to you. Like technically she does have some description. She's got the black hair. But just
her
the way
lips are slightly too wide for
But
her
the way
mouth,
Harry
that
is
makes
always
it
talking
work.
about her, he's like, it's timeless, it's
magnetism.
undefiable. It's just like, it's better with every glance. You cannot look away. It's just like, damn, dude. I get that's the whole sex vampire, but damn, dude.
Layers upon layers. That it's not all beer goggles. She actually has to be a layer of beauty to start on, not just the whammy doing it all for you. But she. This is a great thing too. You must be Ramirez. How the fuck would you know?
Dossier.
I bet she's got people. Yeah, and a bunch of the newbies too already.
Well, and Harry does have to remind him of his own notoriety.
Lara
Like, you're under 25 and you're already like
a warden,
a head captain, a regional commander.
Yeah, all that. Yeah,
Like,
but also this is Lara, and Lara's like, even the newbies that haven't done shit yet, I got just in case they do something. But I just love this whole back and forth. Said we'll just come back tomorrow.
Yeah, he's still so funny though, because he's just like,
this is Ramirez.
she's so hot and so sexy. She looks kind of like my brother, and she's so gorgeous. Never beating the allegations, Harry.
He never said his brother wasn't.
And this is how the fan fiction starts.
Yep. It started a long time ago.
Yeah.
But Laura's reaction to Ramirez is just priceless.
Oh my God.
You brought me a treat? A virgin? No.
Oh, that's so mean, Lara. You're so mean.
So
evil. Evil.
That evil. Yeah, enemy to ally, but let's not forget where we stand. And it is, oh my God. Is he up present? And Harry, who's like, well, fuck fuck. But he's like, I can't
Really?
defend Ramirez now because, he'll look weak. He'll look like, he's got it. And Ramirez does. Like, again,
He holds his own. They have a soul gaze.
He doesn't try. Like, obviously, he's like, oh, what the fuck? But he doesn't be like, oh, no, I'm not. So are you. Yes, he does manage.
Yeah,
to
he
be like,
waits until she's gone to actually defend himself for that.
But she's
But
like,
while she's
fuck,
there, he does
But yeah, he
hold his own.
takes the hit. Yeah, he's like, I can't deny it.
Yeah.
He doesn't start
And I think-
blustering, and he's like,
But
He handles himself well enough that,
Yes.
like that Lara approves and gives him advice on how to not get taken advantage of.
moving forward. Yeah, so you're about to walk into the lion's den there, buddy. Let's get a little of this off of you, please. Yeah.
now, would everybody who has read the most recent book please take a look at this next paragraph? Lara and Ramirez soul gaze. Okay, carry on.
I hadn't seen a soul gaze from the outside before. It surprised me how simple and brief it looked when one wasn't being shaken to the core by it. But she really doesn't give any indication
To what you saw.
to what she saw or does. So
Well,
it almost
the
is
implication is that it was a warning to the demon within her.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really
Yes,
say.
they get
but-
their
anyway.
safe conduct.
Yeah, they sort it all out. She's like, here's how to hide your scent.
Just a little bit faster, buddy. Just a little bit faster.
So now that the posturing is done, hey, Carlos.
Now he does
Lying, evil lying.
Yeah. All right, not important. Okay.
And join him in the limo.
Yeah. Now we can get it and take our ride up.
This concludes our episode 18.18, White Court Catnip. Thank you for listening. You can find us online at freeflowrambling.com and McAnallys.ca. There you have links to our other podcasts, social media, and other fun tidbits. Please subscribe if you like what you're hearing, and please consider supporting us through Patreon to keep the magic alive and to see more content. We are Free Flow Rambling. Wander by it at your own risk.